Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to give you your March 2016 mid-month readings. I continue to use the Gilded Tarot deck. Well, let's hold it right side up. The Gilded Tarot deck. And even though we're focusing just on the last half of the month rather than the month entire, I'm still going to be using the same 8-card spread with an additional card as your overall theme and general feeling for the reading. These are general readings, so if you feel they don't resonate with you and you can't relate to them at all, I suggest you check your rising and your moon sign as well, which you should do every month anyway. I always do. It gives you the most complex and informative look at what's going on. Thank you to those of you who continue to watch and listen and subscribe to my channel. You are the reason I am here. Thank you so much for your support and all your feedback and comments, both on my channel and through email as well. And thank you to those of you who continue to reach out for personal readings. Always, always, it is an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to do that. And for those of you who are interested in personal readings, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and that will give you a little more detail and information about myself, the services I offer, and my contact information. And you can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full time, so I'm pretty good at working with your schedule to get you a reading as quickly as possible. The current turnaround time is about 24 to 48 hours. So let's get into this. This is for Pisces for March 2016 mid-month. Pisces, March 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of March hold for my fish? Pisces, every time I think of you, I always imagine this beautiful little fish flitting here and there and kind of darting all over in that lovely mercurial fluid way that you have. My dreamy romantic Pisces. What does March 2016 hold for you? Some pretty extraordinary layouts for the water signs so far. Okay. We begin with the Hierophant, followed by the Sun card, the Knight of Swords, followed by the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups, followed by the Nine of Swords, and the Two of Swords, followed by the Two of Wands. And as your overall theme and general feeling for the reading, the crowning card from the bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands. Wow. Decisions, decisions. Let's take a look, Pisces. Okay, let's begin. We arrive at March 2016, the middle of March 2016, with the beautiful Major Arcana card of the Hierophant, accompanied by another beautiful Major Arcana card, the Sun. So the Hierophant speaks of tradition, convention, walking the expected path, kind of going with the flow. The kind of promise of the Hierophant is respectability. It's about doing what everybody else is doing, neither in a positive nor a negative way. I attach no judgment to this card. Speaks of tradition and convention. For those of you for whom this resonates as a love reading, because I feel like for the larger portion of you, this has something to do with a relationship, or actually the offer of something to do with a relationship. It could be, the Hierophant is also a card that comes up for marriage as well, traditional, conventional relationship. Perhaps some of you are considering taking a currently established relationship to another level. This could also be a marriage proposal as well. It is about doing the expected thing, doing the next expected thing, kind of going with the flow. This can speak of organized institutions, religious institutions, large corporations, the expected, walking the expected path. Now, the Hierophant is accompanied by the Sun card. It's a beautiful card. The Sun is about light, life, love, warmth. The Sun is illuminating. The Sun is fun, and this card also represents that. There is a theme of fun. This is about having fun, and it's kind of the element of fun. Whenever I see the Sun card, it almost feels like you're coming out of the dark into the light again. It represents a loosening, a lightening up, a releasing of restrictions for those of you who've been feeling who've had to tighten your belts, who may be feeling like you're undergoing some financial restrictions. This represents kind of a lifting of that, an uplifting of that, a lightening of the load, so to speak, of difficult, challenging times kind of coming to an end, coming into the light again, just having fun, laughing, love, light, warmth. Now, combined with the Hierophant card, again, I feel like for the majority of you, this is going to resonate as a relationship reading. And again, I feel like it's an offer. I think for some of you, you're going to be receiving an offer of some kind, whether it's to take a currently established relationship to the next level, whether it's moving in. For some of you, this is going to resonate as a marriage proposal. There's something about taking a union, taking something to the next level, the next expected level. And it's an offer that comes filled with joy and laughter and love and fun. It's just it's a very good combination. For some of you, this may resonate. We do have 3 sword cards, a cup cards, and 2 wands. For some of you, this could also resonate as some kind of new project you're beginning, a new business. It could be a new job, although it has a bit more of an entrepreneurial kind of starting something new on your own kind of feel to it. But I think for a smaller portion of you, this can resonate as kind of taking a currently existing business or one that you've been pulling resources around, starting some kind of new project, kind of taking it to the next level, or receiving some kind of offer to help take it to the next level or help branch it out in some way. I'm not sure why I'm feeling that, but it feels specifically oriented towards someone who's watching. So there you go. Now, the presence of 2 major arcana cards together signifies something significant and profound, and I feel like this is kind of a big deal, Pisces. This offer that's coming in, again, for some of you, it's going to represent a union of some kind, a coming together. I feel for the larger portion, it's a love, romance, a marriage proposal, let's move in together kind of thing, let's get engaged. Let's go meet my parents, something like that. It represents something significant, but it's a wonderful offer. It's a genuine offer. It feels very sincere. Now, right next to that, we have the Knight of Swords, accompanied by the 3 of Wands. Now, Swords, the element is air, and Swords is a suit that's all about, it's a mental and cerebral suit. It's all about what goes on up here. It's about our thoughts, our words, our ideas, our mindset, our perspective. It's about the way we look at things. And knights are the bringers of the tarot. When you think about the role of knights in the medieval world, they were always the ones sent out on missions and quests to accomplish something, victory, bring something back, find and retrieve a lost relic, rescue a princess, slay a dragon, something like that. They're charging in. Whenever you see a knight, it's almost always comes accompanied with a fair amount of speed, and they're bringing something. And I feel that the Knight of Swords in the last half of March 2016, Pisces, someone is bringing you information of some kind. They're bringing you news of something, information of some kind, and it comes in rather, and this isn't, the Knight of Swords, as the Swords is all about our thoughts, and it's all about truth as well. The Knight of Swords is one of the knights. He would not come in and deliver this information in the same way the Knight of Cups would, with flowery words, or, be very thoughtful and methodical about how we would do it, like the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Swords. He's going to come in and he's going to deliver this information straight, direct, to the point. And I feel like there's something, it's very clear cut, and I feel like Pisces, it brings whatever information this is, whatever news this is that you get, it clarifies something for you. It makes something clear that perhaps, for some of you, this can also maybe resonate in the manner in which this offering is being brought to you as well. But there's some kind of information about the offering itself that's brought to you that brings with it an illumination of something or a revealing of something. And it kind of leaves you feeling as if you're not quite sure what to do. For some of you, this may resonate, perhaps if you get this offer, whether it's a marriage proposal or something else, Again, maybe help in starting a new venture of some kind. Perhaps you tell someone about it and, they bring up questions or tell you something about the offer that makes you maybe have some doubts about it or second guess it, or it kind of leaves you just feeling like you're not quite sure what to do and you're just kind of sitting and waiting for it to play out, because this Knight of Swords is accompanied by the Three of Wands. And Wands, the element is air and fire, very dynamic combination. And the suit of Wands is a very action-oriented suit. It's all about change, movement, action, power. And even though the suit of Wands is a very dynamic, change-oriented kind of suit, of all the cards in this suit, the Three of Wands is the most passive. This is a card more about waiting. It's a card more about gestation, of waiting to see how something develops. You can see there's two wands planted in the ground behind this man, and he's kind of leaning on the third one, and he's watching the ship, whether it's going out or coming back in. It's sometimes difficult to tell, um, depending on the placement of the cards and the cards that are surrounding it. But I feel like whatever this news, this information is, it kind of puts you in a place where you're just kind of waiting to see what happens with this information, kind of waiting to see how it plays out. Because the Three of Wands is a card that points towards waiting, towards a gestation period, of feeling like you've done everything you can, you've put everything you can into this, you've invested everything you can, and now all that's left to do is to sit and wait and see what happens. For some of you, this is going to resonate as you're the one that's making the offer to somebody, and they're not sure, and you're kind of waiting to see what their answer is. You've made the offer, you're kind of waiting, and you've done everything you can, and you're just kind of waiting to see how things play out. And it puts you in kind of a bit of a state of anxiety, however way that resonates for you, whether you're the one waiting for the answer or you're the one trying to figure out what your answer is going to be. There's something about it that's just, there's something about it that's, I feel that there's some concern, some anxiety, some stresses and worries about this, and it's just really kind of consuming your mental and emotional energy. And I feel like it has to do with whatever the information is that this Knight of Swords brought. Now, the next lineup of cards we have the Two of Cups, which is a beautiful card, the soulmate card, followed by the Knight of Swords. Now, the Two of Cups. Cups, the element is that of water. It's a suit all about our emotions, our emotional landscape. The Cups is also a suit that points towards love and relationships. And the Two of Cups is a card often referred to as the soulmate card. This is a card about that divine, that karmic thread between two people, that divine union relationship. This is about a union that's not based just on physical and chemical attraction, but this is about a meeting of the minds and the hearts and the soul and the spirit, and one that's divinely cradled and meant to be for some reason. You can see this light shining down from the heaven, connecting these two over these two beautiful goblets. So the soulmate card, and it's accompanied by the Nine of Swords, which is a card primarily about being almost consumed by thoughts, worries, anxieties, stresses. And I think for some of you, this is going to resonate as, again, for some of you for whom the offer came to you, again, if it's the offer of marriage or taking the relationship to the next level, there's some kind of information that's come in, or you're just waiting to see what this person's going to do. You're trying to figure out, are they my soulmate? What am I going to do about this offer? For some of you, maybe a smaller portion of you, there could have been, again, I feel like, and I'm sorry for those of you for whom this doesn't resonate, but it's just coming across so loudly. For a small portion of you, this could resonate as, I feel like somebody had a fight with somebody and there was a split, and then the other person came back. Somebody wanted to take it to the next level. Maybe they weren't ready. They left. They're coming back and they're saying, okay, I'm ready. Here it is. There's just these anxieties and concerns. Is this person my soulmate? Should I accept this offer? Should I do this thing that's been offered to me? Or for some of you who've made the offer, you're like, what am I going to do? I love this person. This is my soulmate. What am I going to do if they say no? There's something about it. You're just kind of consumed with mental stress, anxiety. And at the end of the month, it feels as if you're still in this place where, at or towards the end of the month, where there's this decision-making process going on. However, your crowning card is a Six of Wands, so I feel that overall, victory is going to be yours, because it's an interesting layout, but overall fairly bright, except for that stressing kind of card and kind of that waiting, gestative sort of period. But around the end of the month of March, it looks like you're in a position where these decisions have to be made. You have two decision cards, two crossroad cards together. This is a big deal. This decision you're making is a really big deal. Two of Swords, again, that suit about our thoughts and ideas. You can see this woman has a choice to make, but she's stuck. She's blindfolded. She doesn't know which way to go. There's something in front of her that needs to be dealt with. And again, I feel like it's whatever this Knight of Swords has brought. This news, this information, it needs to be dealt with before this thing can be moved through on successfully. And whoever put this blindfold on this woman, she's the one that has the power to take it off right now. She can lift it off and she can actually see what's in front of her. This card does imply that there's something in front of you that you're unwilling to see. And again, I feel like it's attached to this information or news that you're getting. But it needs to be dealt with and a choice needs to be made. And you find yourself at a crossroads at or around the end of the month. Again, another one, Two of Wands. Which way do I move? Wands is about action. Which road do I choose? This is also a card about expansion and growth. And it's a positive card. It implies that the road that you've walked so far has been pretty successful and you've done pretty well for yourself. And this is a card about which path to take that's going to be the most beneficial for you, which is going to provide the most movement and the most expansion and growth. Now, your crowning card, and it looks like that's kind of where you're at towards the end of the month, but I really feel like you do end up dealing with this thing, Pisces. We'll see what April shows up for you. But I do feel like you end up dealing with it and doing it rather successfully and making a choice on which is the best path to take through this, because your crowning card is the Six of Wands, which is the victory card of the tarot deck. You can see this man is riding back into town, and I say back because he's come back from somewhere. He went off to accomplish something, to overcome something, and he has. He's triumphed, he's been successful, he's riding back into town, dressed in his finest. The banners are waving, the crowds are cheering and clapping and giving him praise and accolades. He has been triumphant. So I feel like whatever it is that you're dealing with, this offer, whether you're the one giving it or you're the one receiving it, I feel like this news, this piece of information that has brought up some stresses and worries and really needs to be dealt with, I really feel like you do deal with it successfully, because that's the advice of the cards, which is going to put you on the best path for expansion and growth in this thing. And again, I think that from the majority of you, it's a relationship that's going to be taken to a different level, a deeper level. For some of you, it's going to be probably a new business, an entrepreneurial project, but again, it's just coming across too loudly as more of a relationship union, although it could represent a close business union as well. So Pisces, how interesting. Please let me know the readings for the water signs for the mid-month for March has been pretty interesting, and the subject matter not always entirely clear to me, but I do like to see how they resonate for people, so feel free to pass on that information if you'd like. If you'd like an extension of this reading in the form of a personal one-on-one reading, or you'd be interested in a personal reading at all, please click on the About sign on my channel's homepage or email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. And Pisces, until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the April 2016 general readings, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Thanks for watching, Pisces. Bye.